I know all over Twitter. I became a Ghanaian yesterday. I was posting everything about Ghana, and I think I need a new name, probably a Ghanaian name. Would Mensa be good enough for me?
Well, if that's what you have chosen, and yesterday was Monday. If you are born on a Monday in Ghana and you are a male, you'll be called Kojo. So your name will be Kojo Mensa.
Okay, great. And as fate will have it, I was born on a Monday, actually. So Kojo Mensa is my name. All right. How are the Ghanaians feeling over there with that win against South Korea?
It's been a very positive morning, a morning where I went to town to drop my kids in school, and everywhere I found myself, I saw a Ghanaian flag, either someone in a Ghanaian jersey or a Ghanaian flag being hoisted on vehicles. Even some offices have Ghana flags in front of them. And that should tell you that we feel very good about what the national team did yesterday. A lot of people were happy. As you know, there were tense moments in the game, especially the last 10 minutes of the game, the time added on period. Some of the places I went to after the game, you could still see people discussing the outcome of the match. In fact, this morning, some television stations have been showing what they covered outside Accra. And look, it's been massive. People are so happy. People are still talking about what the team has done. We know it's just a group game, but on the back of the fact that we lost our first game, and we risked being kicked out of the competition if we didn't win yesterday, this is a very important victory for the Black Stars. And as you know, or as you may have heard, Friday is already a public holiday. It's a holiday for farmers. So I'm sure the government is thinking that it will be inappropriate to declare a holiday today, and then Friday we will join farmers to celebrate another holiday. So perhaps, maybe they will push the holiday to Friday, and all of us will join the farmers to mark another important day in our national life. And don't forget, I think there is another game coming up against Uruguay on Friday, and it will be appropriate if we wait till we qualify and then we celebrate proper.
Of course, I'm talking about the farmers' holiday, and we just hope that Ghana will get to harvest the crops over the heads of Uruguay on that day.
Exactly.
And, you know, school children also, I was surprised when I saw that video. School children watched the game, and I think probably they paused classes for them to watch that game against South Korea. Look, and there was in celebratory mood all over. It feels good to see Africa doing well, because at some point it felt like Africa were not going to do well in the group stage of the tournament, but gradually they're beginning to turn up. And it was a great win for Ghana yesterday. And I believe that this team now has proved doubters wrong.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, the first game, even though we lost, I mean, we appreciated the fact that the team did well, but for that bad penalty the referee gave, which destabilized the team after Ronaldo scored, I think probably we would have done better than we did. And talking about the school children celebration, look, let me tell you, my good friend, productivity came to a halt between that period yesterday, between 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. yesterday, because I watched the match in a television studio, and when we came out, we could see during halftime, you wouldn't see a bird even outside. I think all Ghanaian birds were all watching the match. And I'm not surprised that schools allowed their children or their students to watch the game, because the teachers themselves perhaps gathered at the staff common room and were watching the game. So why not allow the students to also watch it? So it was a big day. I mean, a big day for us, a big game for us. And if we had not won, I'm sure this morning the feeling would have been one of sullenness, one of bitterness. And it's important the Black Stars gave us that victory yesterday. In the African context, it's also a great comeback for us, because, as you know already, Morocco did so well by beating Belgium. And Ghana also has added something to that African challenge. Already, Senegal also overcame Qatar. Today, they are against Ecuador. We'll see what happens in that game. But in terms of the African story, it's not getting bad. And I'm just hoping that as the matches continue, we would have more results. I know Cameroon will be facing Brazil later this week. It's going to be a tough game for them, because, I mean, mighty Brazil, they've already qualified. it's going to be difficult for Cameroon to overcome them. But then it's football. We may have to wait and see what will happen.
All right. I know football is like biscuits. You never can tell where it will crack. Now, against Uruguay, do we still have scores to settle, or should the boys go in there with a neutral feeling?
Well, for some Ghanaians, they think that there is something to avenge. I have said that we shouldn't think of revenge because, you see, the focus is to qualify. And if beating them is what will give us a qualification ticket, we have to go all out for that. If you look at the stakes are high for us, much than Uruguay, because Uruguay definitely must win if they want to qualify. They already have 1 point, and we have 3 points. If we get a draw, it will be good enough, perhaps, for us to go through. If we get a win, we have sealed qualification completely. So I don't see why we should be wasting our time, exerting pressure on ourselves to recall events of 12 years ago when we can focus on getting our 3 points and advancing to the next stage of the competition. So for those who think it's a time to avenge what Suarez did, good for them. But I would think that we should just go into the game focusing on the 3 points. And if that would mean revenge, so be it. But I will be happy if the focus is on winning and qualifying than avenging whatever happened in South Africa 12 years ago.
All right. Thank you very much, Jerome, for your time. And we wish Ghana all the best in that game against Uruguay. But once again, congratulations. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.